Hi, Diane here with a cup of tea, different mug, same jumper, but a week later. I wanted to come back today because in my last video, I said I'd show you which Courthouse Steps layout I chose. So this is me following through. It's been a week since I did that first video in this mini series about the Courthouse Steps. And if you're wondering, if you watched that and you're wondering, I did have a lovely time at my friend Sue's house sewing the first couple of Courthouse Step blocks, and with some of my other friends there too. I'll hopefully put a photo here for you. Oh, it's just what the doctor ordered. Bliss. Oh yeah. I'll tell you how I chose the layout and how I got started. There were no big decision stress, no overthinking which colours to pair up. Just calmly choosing with what my gut said. Taylor Cruz did the coordination job when she created the nostalgia bundle, this one. And it does help out a lot because that's only some of them, the ones that I still haven't used. And that explains why they're so popular. And I'm going to show you which layout I chose. And here you go. Now, these are I've only done 4 complete blocks at the moment. And these are the 2 colorways I've currently got. I wouldn't necessarily put them together like this, but this is just to show you the layout I chose. Now, in the pattern, you will see that she says there's number 1 and there's number 2. But actually, what you really need to see is that one is number 1, say, and that one is number 2. And that one's number 1 of that colorway, and that one's number 2 of that colorway. What you're able to do is you're able to cut the pair, you're able to cut them at the same time. So that's marvelous time saver as well, which I really appreciate. Let me pause it and I'll just put them together because I think what my explanation there was a little bit confusing. I need to explain that a tad bit better. Now, I did show that the other 4 together did show you a bit of the layout, but I just want to quickly explain what I mean about number 1 of the same colorway and number 2. So obviously these are both the same colorway, but let's say this is number 1 and that is number 2. Now at first I couldn't see what the difference was, but actually if you look at this color here, see that piece is shorter than that piece. So that's the main difference. And in the blue, that strip is longer than that one. So they're basically exactly the same block, but just with the colours in different places, really. And you just move them around. And like I said, that colourway is not my colourway at all. That green in particular is not to my taste. But sometimes we just have to go with the flow, don't we? I've chosen what the bundle had, and I'm going to use it and trust in the process, as they say. Though that is my colourway. But no, I didn't let that stress me out. I'm just, like I say, I'm just going to let it flow and see how I get on. And I'll get on fine. All will be well. Yeah. Like I said, that layout I chose isn't necessarily the best. It's not the cleverest. It's just because I went with my initial thought. You have 16 fat quarters and you pair them up, so you have 2 blocks per colorway. I showed 2 other friends and they liked the 3rd option in the pattern more, but the best one actually is always what appeals to us at the time. Maybe another day I choose differently, but that's not important. I'm here now with this decision. Now needs to be respected. Our current energy, the availability of fabrics that you've got, what time you have, maybe who's in the house. If you've got under 2-year-olds, you might have limited time and attention. But we don't always talk enough about how we decide when we're making quilts, and it doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be justified to anyone other than yourself. Sometimes it's just, this one feels right today. I don't sit here imagining what it's going to look like. I haven't used design software to make a mock-up, so to reassure myself that my colours are going to be okay. This is me, Diane, perfectly capable of choosing my own fabrics and layout. I'm a big girl now. Trust yourself, especially with a created bundle like this, then that helped the decision settle straight off. If you're making this pattern yourself, or any quilt really, I just want to say this. You are allowed to choose the option that feels the kindest to your eyes and your energy. You don't need to explain it to anyone, even to yourself, actually. You don't need permission. You're a big girl now too, or a big fella, whoever's watching. Trust yourself. Just roll with it. My next step is going to be sewing more blocks. I've got one here started. And next one, I'll share how that feels just when I get there, because I'm not there yet. Thanks for sitting with me, and I'll see you again very soon. We'll find that joy.